to skip the intro tonight out of respect for Rico and his family on their loss. So sad to hear, but so sad to hear about his cat, man. So they're down to 2.
Oh yeah.
I just feel bad for him. So, anyway, how you doing, Perlo? What's up, man? How's things going?
Doing good, buddy. Doing good. I just started my series on every team in the grade, summer grade and future.
Okay.
Yeah, it started with Anaheim.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So
Cool.
First one today.
Now, where is that stuff showing?
YouTube. I should have sent you my link. I don't know if you have my YouTube link.
Okay, I'll drop it in.
Perlo Wisdom. If you find it, you can find it there. But actually, you know what? That's right. I'm actually doing it on TikTok right now. So search Perlo on TikTok.
Yep, I've seen your TikToks.
Yeah, okay. I find TikTok is better, to tell you the honest truth.
Hey, Jack. Good to see you, man. Jack Olson, our resident Chicagoan that's a Sharks fan.
Oh, boy.
Salty. We got Salty in the house. Hey, I wanted to ask you, speaking since Jack Olson popped in.
Yeah.
What, if you were Mike Grier, would you do with Erik Karlsson?
Well, I think he's going to end up in Pittsburgh. They just need They need to work out the details of a second team to like they're gonna retain, and a second team is going to retain. So I don't know.
What sense does? Okay, first of all, what does Pittsburgh have to give up in assets, prospects that Mike Grier?
They're not going to get all that much back in return.
I mean, that's why I kept thinking we were here in Carolina on the draft day, because, like, yeah, so Salty saying embrace the rebuild, but I'm saying at least Carolina has some guys in the mix that, you know, they could probably trade for. I don't know. I just feel like I hear Pittsburgh, and honestly, first of all, they're going to have to shed salary massively. Here's what Jack Olson says: Pickering first, POJ, Poulin, but that doesn't mean we are going to even get half of that.
No.
Is that Pittsburgh? Yeah, I mean, I'm not settling. Why move him?
I think Pickering could be the guy. But I don't think they're getting much past that. I don't think they're gonna. It's not going to be much in return.
I just have to say this: if you are Mike Grier, you need to make this move like sooner than later. Am I wrong?
I mean, they got the summer. You know, they probably know already that he's going to Pittsburgh. It's just getting the details sorted out. There's a lot of things that can drag things through on, you know. So I think if I could swing it, I would be trying to get Marcus Peterson, but I don't think that's going to happen.
Well, Pittsburgh's going to have to shed. Oh, here's Rico. Rico is here. Hey, nice. Buddy. Thank you for hanging, man. Sorry about the day you're having. That can't
Yeah, no, it's not easy, man. You sign up when you get a pet, and the years you spend with them outweigh that one bad day. You got to say goodbye to them. So, you know, it's the circle of life. So, you know what?
Yeah,
that's what we all signed up for when we get a pet. So it is.
I appreciate that sentiment. I will say this as an owner of 4 dogs now. I am not going to do well when they pass, and I don't care. I hear what you're saying. I am going to be a fucking blubbering mess. I totally get it. Like, I get it. I know you got 17, 18, 25 good years with the pet or whatever. it's still difficult,
Yeah.
you know, because they live such short lifespans. And honestly, the impact they have on us is so huge, man. So anyway, I mean, it just makes the hockey bullshit we're talking about not great. So I just wanted to give you my
it's
condolences.
good, man. Yeah.
We skipped the intro out of respect. If, you know, I just wanted to, you know, we started off with one of your cats makes a pretty regular debut on this show, which I love. So
Yeah.
Yeah, we were talking.
Here's what I think is going to happen. They're going to retain twice. San Jose is going to take Michael Granlund from them, which is basically doing them a favor. And because of that, they're going to get Pierre-Olivier Joseph.
Okay.
And do they even? Yeah, and the 2024 first.
Okay.
That's,
I've just been told through what I've read that the teams that normally would retain salary, like the Arizona Coyotes, they're not doing it. So
Arizona's not.
So who else? Who's the third team? You don't have another team. There's not another team.
Chicago still will. Why would Chicago not?
I think they already kind of did, and then they took on $8 million between Nick Foligno and Corey Perry.
Yeah, well, that brought them to the floor, but I mean, they're going to have to get a draft pick out of the deal too. That's the other thing. So this is going to get pretty expensive for Pittsburgh, because they're going to have to give a draft pick to San Jose.
You think Pittsburgh doesn't even need him? Like, I don't see how he fits in their lineup at all.
Oh, I don't agree. I mean,
Pittsburgh needed a little bit of toughness and some secondary scoring. I guess he's going to put. Excuse me. I guess he's going to give you secondary scoring.
He's not going to hurt. I mean, his offense far outweighs his defensive problems. Far outweighs. So
we're talking about Erik Karlsson in the trade.
Erik Karlsson.
You could move Rico if you were Mike Greer. What would you be trying to get, or would you try to move Karlsson now? Like, would you wait? What do you do?
I don't know, man. That's a tough call. It depends on how much money you got to retain, I guess. But I mean, fans still need to show up in the building in San Jose too. So, but I mean, that's the kind of guy that his game's going to deteriorate maybe sometime in the next couple of years. And what's he got? 4 left on that deal?
I think 5.
5? Yeah.
5 at 11 mil. Which after next year, I don't think it's that big a deal if the cap does go up 7 years. I'll look up right now. I'll look it up on Cap Friendly. But I mean,
Karlsson was never known for his speed, really. I mean, he's known for his playmaking ability to put himself in good positions on the ice. Probably a good teammate. Probably somebody who plays good with him will elevate their game. Like, you could stick Karlsson with like a lefty that's maybe like a C player and put that on a first or second line D on the team. But why do you guys think he's going to Pittsburgh?
Yes. So my bad. You are correct. He has 4 years if you count this coming season. He has a no movement clause. He has 11.5 against the cap. Okay. So, yeah, but I'll just pull up Pittsburgh. I mean, Pittsburgh has to move no less than Jeff Petrie, because they don't have the cap space for him after making the move. They're, in fact, right now they're at minus $2 million in cap space.
I wouldn't take Petrie, no way, but I would consider.
Well, no, but I mean, no,
if they trade Granlund, it'll work.
Okay, so Granlund is a $5 million cap hit. Petrie is a $6.25 million cap.
Yeah, well, I'm not touching Petrie. I don't think.
Well, no, I get that, but like. And by the way, he has a movement, no trade clause, no movement clause in Jeff Petrie too, so he doesn't have to be traded. You said P.O. Joseph, who is...
He's only making minimum.
24, and he'll be an RFA. Pittsburgh's probably not going to be able to keep him anyway.
Right.
Especially if they get Karlsson at 6'5". But they need... So... If they retain half, which Mike Greer already said they're not doing.
No, but it's gonna be a 3-team trade. They're going to
I
retain.
just don't
30%.
see the third team. Who's gonna go? Hey, Pittsburgh, we're gonna help you out here and give you
Anaheim.
like premier
Anaheim,
defense.
probably. Not going to help them out. They're going to get something for that.
Well, they'll get a first round pick.
That they would have to give up 2 first-round picks in this deal. It's
Only
possible
way-
that
This is
you know
what
what?
Jack
It's
said.
possible that
Jack
San
says-
Jose won't get the first if a third team comes involved. They may only get Joseph if they want the third team involved because they're
Okay,
going to have
so-
to give a first to that team.
So Jack Olson, our resident Sharks fan, thanks for being here. Jack says, only way this isn't a 2-team retention if both Granlund and Petrie leaves, if he waives. Yeah, no, I got you. That is fair from Jack Olson. That Perlo is probably right. You got to get 2 in there. Yeah. I don't know, man. If you're getting 2 first-round picks from different teams because of retention and stuff, you're giving up. I mean, San Jose, Pittsburgh's going to have to probably give up 2 first-round picks to give 1 to the team that retains and then 1 to the Sharks for retention.
I don't think so. If there's a third, I don't think San Jose is going to get a first. I think they might get a third or something like that and P.O. Joseph. If they want the first, they got to retain the whole shebang. That's what I think. And that's what's holding all this up.
Well, and the most they can retain is 5-5.
gets it?
The most they can retain is 5-5.
Same as 5-5, right?
Which Pittsburgh still has to shed $3 million off their cap for
That's not bad.
$8 million if they're 3 over. They're 2.5
That's not bad.
over, basically.
Don't they have anybody going on IR or something?
I'll tell you, but I doubt it. They still have Jack Johnson buyouts they're paying for almost $1 million for 3 more seasons.
Carlson does seem like a Pittsburgh type player, though, eh? Just like offense from the back end, offense, and then you put like a Ben Lovejoy or a Brooks Orpik back there on the third pair and just let the guys run. The only thing is I just don't like 2 1A right-handed shot defensemen on a team.
You're talking about
him
Letang.
and him and Letang, and even like Carlson going to Carolina. You got Brett Burns there. Okay, where's he going to move over? Like I kind of like having a 1A, like an Ekholm guy with a right-handed shot offensive defenseman. I don't know how he fits in Pittsburgh.
That's
with
not, those
Letang there.
options aren't out there, and they need to win now. So
Well, Carolina needs to win now. Carolina needs to win now.
yeah, but I don't think Carolina was serious about Carlson. I think they're just trying to increase the cost for Pittsburgh. They're just
No, I
making
think
sure Pittsburgh
I
has
think they were legit interested if they can get a player that's worth $11.5 million that just won the Norris for 5-5.
Maybe, yeah, I don't know.
Hey Logan, what's up, buddy? Carlson Burns together again, says Jack Olson. I know.
I got it. Send Tavares to San Jose with 2 future first round picks and Robertson from the Leafs for Carlson. And maybe something else.
I would like to see Brett Pesce up in Toronto. I could tell you that.
Yeah, Tavares gone. Send 2 future first rounders to San Jose
I was
for
surprised
Carlson.
to see Pesce
The
had
money would
a lot of
work,
great-
so it's not like San Jose would eat the money. Just Tavares would be down in Northern California where he'd have to move his no trade. So probably Tavares isn't leaving Toronto, so we gotta live with it. Man.
I don't see Tavares. I could see Tavares waiving his no trade to go to like Carolina. I could see him go to like another contender, like a Florida, like even the Island. If the Island would take him back, I doubt he would go back.
Oh no, I don't think he could step foot on that side of the island.
If he went back in a trade, I think the fans would forgive him in a heartbeat.
No, they would
Yeah.
not after they see him play. The guy is going down.
That's fair. That's
Oh, good point,
That's
Bill.
fair. That's fair. What do you think, boys? I've been wanting one of these Lebowski cardigans forever. I got one.
Good, like the Big Lebowski cardigan.
Yeah.
Nice, buddy.
Yeah.
Nice, sick, buddy.
I do not know what my dogs are barking at.
I think Pittsburgh will find a way to do it somehow. I don't think it's the best move in the sense that, like, I don't think
it makes Pittsburgh a better team.
I think it makes them a better team. It doesn't make them a good enough team to win a cup. That's the thing.
They're not there now. They're past it. They're just past it. They've
They
been
make
there.
the playoffs, though. If they have Carlson, they make the playoffs.
Yeah, just like
But
they made.
I don't think they win a cup with Carlson.
Yeah, I agree. They make the playoffs. I mean, they barely. In a lot of ways, I feel like Chicago deserved the #1 overall pick for keeping Pittsburgh out of the playoffs. As much as I love to hate Pittsburgh, so I'll just say, just my personal impressions of that team. But okay, okay. So Perlo was talking about some of his off-season grades. Last episode, we just talked about all the free agent fallout. One major thing happened since we've been off, and that was Alex DeBrincat getting traded to Detroit. I thought Detroit got a great deal. They didn't give up much. What do you guys feel about the DeBrincat? I thought that was a nice ad for them.
I'll let the Wings fan talk about that.
It was inevitable for him to go there. Like dream come true type of DeBrincat. His family is being raised there. What's he got? 6 kids and he's only 22 years old or something?
Well, he's not that many kids, but he's got a couple already. Yeah,
DeBrincat has a couple kids already.
Yeah.
Wow. He's
like Perlo said, like he's got a full-on family already.
Yeah, 22.
I thought he was like 22 years old.
Yeah. So you don't think he wants grandma and grandpa around? He's a bit of a family guy? Like, come on. He's going to Detroit.
So Detroit has $8 million in cap space, and they just bring DeBrincat in at 7.875, a 2-time 40-goal scorer. Salty says he's 25. I'm a fan. Honestly, he's a little bit better defensively than I think he gets credit for. Ottawa was horrible last year. Their goalies couldn't stop anything. I think he didn't have a good plus minus, but it does say he was born in 97. He's 25. So thank you, Salty, in the chat.
Tell you one thing. This is the best forward group Detroit's had since the 07-08 season with Datsuk and Zetterberg. Detroit has not had a better forward group since those years.
You mean 08-09 when they had
08-09.
Yeah,
when they went back to back against Pittsburgh.
Yeah, and they had Marian Hossa also with Datsuk, Zetterberg. They lost the Cup Finals to that Pittsburgh team.
That's when Hossa bounced. He's like, "Fuck it, I'm leaving. I'm going to win a cup." And then they lose the next year, and Hossa lost 2 cups in a row, bouncing from team to team from Detroit to Pittsburgh.
So, yeah, and then he won 3 with Chicago, so no big deal. Not big deal.
Yeah.
So,
saying that, that's the last time Detroit has had this quality of a forward group since that time. So, I mean, they're building something.
Darkness thinks Ottawa fleeced Detroit. Okay.
Ottawa fleeced Detroit. Are you freaking kidding me?
Yeah, explain, Darkness. What do you mean?
Okay, Dorian did really good considering he had no leverage whatsoever, and it still sucked ass. Kubalik is no good at all. DeBrincat had a horrible year defensively last year. He was much better in Chicago. But
yeah, he was better on a better defensive team.
But what's that?
He was better.
Chicago wasn't a better defensive team. He had no heart in it. It was a stupid trade to begin with. You had to know DeBrincat wasn't going to stay in Ottawa. It was, if you don't get a contract in hand, you don't give up a guy like Lachinsky. Are you kidding me? Not a freaking chance. That was a stupid trade for Ottawa. Just stupid. I said it from the beginning, and I said there's no way they're re-signing him. His heart wasn't in it. He was just like, he knew it was a stopgap right from the time he got traded. You think he went there? You know how hard it is to get yourself up for every game when you know you don't want to be here? And actually, Ottawa should have known that you didn't want to go there. Like, it was a stupid trade.
It's like that in life, Perlo. Like, how hard is it to get up to do something every day knowing that you don't want to really be there or do something that single day? It's just like him. You probably got it right with Ottawa, man.
And everything, but still, it's not easy.
So... I want to have Darkness. Okay, Darkness. First of all, DeBrincat is a 40-goal scorer because he's done it twice already. He scored 41 goals in 2018, 2019, and he scored 41 goals in the 2021-22 season. So he's already scored 40 goals twice. Yeah. So you're off, buddy. I hate to tell you, he may not have 40 goals next year with Detroit, but he has scored 40 goals twice. And I get you, but
numbers don't lie.
Yeah, I mean, look, the guy already has 187 goals in 450 games. He's got 373 points. Like, I think the kid can play.
He's going to play with Larkin. When he was in Chicago, he ran his line. People said, "Oh, it was because of Kane." It wasn't because of Kane. Kane was a limp. Like, he was on the limp for the last 2 years. The guy couldn't play defense.
How about Raymond, Larkin, and DeBrincat on the first line?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing too. I keep seeing the Raymond thing. He says, I think this is what Salty says, who is a Red Wings fan. I think that will be good for Raymond. It'll take less pressure off him.
Yeah.
He's had a lot of chances and couldn't finish. Yeah, Raymond probably hasn't progressed as quickly as people had hoped, right? Where is that where they show the lineup? Where they show the lineups. By the way, I did want to say this, Rico. I love that he is wearing number 93. I just cannot see that number and not think of Doug Gilmour. I love that number. It's my favorite number in hockey. Anybody that wears it, I always have a special affinity to, whether they're good or not, because of Doug Gilmour, who was
Darkness? Is he an Ottawa fan?
No, Darkness is a St. Louis Blues.
Oh, okay. Well,
He is
good
from
thing he's
St.
not
Louis.
an Ottawa fan, because if you watch Kubalik play every day, you're going to not want to be an Ottawa fan.
Yeah, I mean, here's what I'll say. I think Ottawa was in a rock and a hard place. They probably shouldn't have traded for him, like you said, in the first place, but they did. What were they going to get in return? They got, they didn't get a good.
Guess who DeBrincat's favorite player was growing up?
Stevie Yzerman, I guess.
No, take a guess. Perlo, who do you think? DeBrincat's favorite player growing up.
Jaromir Jagr?
The Mule?
Pavel Datsyuk.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
a great player.
And that's on record. That's not me just saying that.
If he was anything,
No, I believe you. So,
if he was anything like Datsyuk, that would be amazing.
So their D is not going to be great. I mean, they have that Gustav Lidstrom and Moritz Seider, Wallman, Oli Mata, and then you've got Gostisbehere, Hall, and Sherratt. So the thing I like about Sherratt
Could be worse.
Sherratt's going to be one of those guys that. What were you saying? Salty, about Daily Faceoff, please expound. I was looking for where they show the lineups. Oh, Daily Faceoff shows the lineups where you can. Okay,
so there's Cap Friendly, man.
Where does Cap Friendly show the lines?
Just go depth chart.
On Cap Friendly, hold on, I was there.
Just go depth chart.
Okay, depth chart. Well, that doesn't show.
And then take the depth chart. That's the lines.
DeBrincat has said a lot about going to Detroit too. Like, he went on record in his interview. He said a lot of good things. Like, he had dream come true type shit. And DeBrincat's going to go off in Detroit. You watch. This is where his career is going. Like, he said that he grew up watching the dynasty, like the Wings. Well, dynasty to him at his age was like the 09, around that time with Datsyuk Zetterberg. But then he said he came into the league and he saw the Red Wings in a rebuild, so didn't pay much attention to it. Now he sees the team kind of coming together a bit, and he's signing there. You watch, like, he's going to go off this year.
I think he's going to have a really good year. I still don't think Detroit's a playoff team, though.
So this is
They
what
need
it face off.
And they need Sherratt to get off that team, but they're not going to get him off.
Okay, this is what I'll show this. Let's see if we can.
Yeah, sweet, man.
That pretty cool? Okay.
Yeah.
So there you go. That's I forgot they got JT Comfer. I thought that was a little bit of an overpay. We talked about that last one.
Yeah. I was looking at his analytics from last year, though. He's a solid defensive center, though. He's not.
I love their fourth line, dude. Klim Kostin and Christian Fischer is an unbelievable skater. He just never got any play because he played in Arizona. And I like this lineup.
Trust in Yzerman, boys. He did it in Tampa. He's going to do it in Detroit. Yzerman's not going there not to put a winning team together.
And then
Not just going there for a job. The guy's got a fucking family. He's got all the money. He doesn't need it. He's going there to put Detroit back in the cup. He wants to raise the cup.
I am a little curious about the goalie combo of Ville Husso and James Reimer.
That's what I told Perlo a second ago. I'm like, it's the goaltending.
Yeah. I mean, Husso can play. He can play. But
yeah, I mean, what was he behind in St. Louis? I mean, it didn't give much of him a chance. I mean, when they did, he played all right. But whether he can just keep his head on tight and be able to do it in the long runs.
I think you just got to hope that it took him a while to get used to the Western Conference. But I wasn't really huge on Ville Husso in St. Louis. I thought they kind of overvalued him at 4-7 for as long as they got him. I was really iffy if he was going to be a number one. And so far,
I won my fantasy because of him.
Why?
Really?
Yeah, he was incredible. He was the 2 years ago for St. Louis. He was the starter. Yeah. No, not last year. No, he was not great with them, but the year he played with St. Louis the year before, he was absolutely incredible.
And he played really well, but he had holes and nobody knew where they were. And he's been in the league long enough that those holes are still there, and people all know what he is now. That's the thing.
But he's not a big guy, is he?
No, he's very reactionary. And, he looks awesome when he's on. When he's on, he looks like he's one of the best in the world because he's not he's 6'2". He's not that bad. But when he's on, he looks like one of the best in the world.
So this would be a big off season for him then.
Yeah, this is a huge season for him because he's a UFA of 2025. But James Reimer,
I mean, I think Detroit's trying to compete for a play. I mean, that thing again. Friedman said it. I didn't say it. He said Yzerman wants to win, so he brought in a bunch of he's not looking for top 10 picks anymore. They're done. They didn't get what they wanted there. So anyway, so the DeBrincat thing was the biggest news that happened since the last time.
I just realized they don't have Jonathan Berggren in the top on the roster on Cap Friendly. That's ridiculous.
No, but they do have him on the daily face-off. That's why I wanted to see that lineup chart. It's a little better because it actually shows who they expect to be there and stuff. And Saravelli and those guys.
The Cap Friendly, I find, gets the best information on that. Although, Salah, what's his name? Salah, whatever. He's pretty good too.
Frank Saravelli.
Saravelli, he owns Daily Faceoff.
Yeah. So, the other piece of news that's kind of interesting was July 8th that Tony DeAngelo trade was supposed to go in effect, and I have not seen anything on that. And currently, I believe DeAngelo is still listed as on the Flyers roster. So that's an interesting one.
The only thing I've seen about the Flyers is that hot mic incident when their Hathaway was on. I'm like, did you see that?
Yeah, I saw it.
That was bad, man.
We
got to play for a shitty franchise. Just thinking they suck.
Well, honestly, too, man, why didn't Boston offer Hathaway that same amount of money? I think Boston is somehow going to bring back Bergeron and Krejci or a combination.
They're being way too quiet right now, the Bruins.
They have $5 million of projected cap space, and obviously Pasternak signed up long term. He's 11.25. Marchand makes nothing for 2 more seasons, $6 million. McAvoy is locked up at 9.5 till forever. Lindholm is locked up at 6.5 forever. Their top 4 D is going to be. They still have Carlo. They still have now Grzelcyk. I know a lot of people would like to see him run out of town. They added Lucic. was the big ad. They added Van Riemsdyk. Their bottom six is not going to be terrible.
I think they re-signed Frederick or something for a couple million or so a year.
Yeah, he did re-sign for so he's still listed as an unsigned RFA. And like Salty said, they do have Swayman in arbitration. I heard they were maybe trying to move Swayman. But
I don't think Swayman, it's Allmark. They're not trading.
Well, Allmark only has 2 years left at $5 million. So I if they could get Swayman under like an affordable like bridge deal, 2.5, 2, and then
you don't want to let that guy go.
I just sign him up. If I could sign him up long now, I would. I'd give him 6 for 8 right now if they'll take it.
Well, were you talking about Swayman?
Yeah, I wouldn't let Swayman go.
Well, but the problem is they don't have the cap space. The most
that's what I mean. You trade Allmark and you sign Swayman. That's what I'm saying.
I think Swayman's a better goalie than Allmark.
He will be.
We are talking about the team that just won the Vezina, the guy who just won the Vezina, right?
Yeah,
so,
and I said Allmark was a great goaltender from the beginning, but Swayman's way younger, and what's Allmark's contract going to be next if he's already at 5? If you can get Swayman at 6, he's pretty much as good at Allmark and maybe even better.
I don't even think you have to go to 6 to get Swayman
for 8 years.
I don't think Swayman's going to cost that much.
I'm not going to sign for less than 6 if I'm Swayman for 8 years. No way.
Which means you could build a better team around Swayman than Allmark.
Yeah, I'm not trying to give Swayman more than Allmark, just my opinion. But
Allmark's going to be gone. I mean, Allmark's next contract's going to be 8 in 2 years. So if you can get Swayman, who I think is at least as good for 6, I think you're doing pretty good.
So this is what they're supposed to look like next year. Let's see. Just so we can look at since we're talking them. Okay. All right. So Marchand, Zacha, Pasternak, top line. Second line, Coyle, Van Riemsdyk. You probably don't want Van Riemsdyk. If you could get Swayman done for 3 and bring back Bergeron for like 2, you could have Bergeron be like your second line guy. Morgan Geeky, Trent Frederick. So that honestly, I like Geeky in the top 6 over.
I was just thinking that. I'm like, Geeky's going to play for that top 6 because they say Boston's bringing him over and they're going to give him a better role. And I think he's going to work his ass off. And Geeky's going to be another player that has a good year next year.
And I don't mind. Their D is good.
I don't think he has the talent to top 6 myself, but we'll see.
Darkness thinks they will not be making the place. I'm dead certain of that. That's from Darkness.
It's going to be tough.
Wow.
Yeah, I mean the Atlantic is not getting any weaker.
You can't undersell that culture, and they're great two-way players on that Boston team still, though. Like that culture, the culture they have in Boston, I don't know. It's like magical in some ways, you know?
Yeah. Well, we'll see.
Yeah, man. On another note, did you guys hear Spencer Knight's resurfacing?
Oh, I did not hear that. They need him back because they lost Lyon to free agents.
Yeah, apparently Spencer Knight's been participating in the young boys skate. He's one of the older guys there, even though he's played a handful of games and stuff like that. Apparently he's come out of the NHL rehabilitation thing and stuff. So yeah, I was reading that earlier that Spencer Knight, he's on ice, he's getting ready to play next year, and he'll be back on the team playing goal. So and then they never said, he didn't open up about it. Nobody said anything about it. So and just all in all, just good to see him back, I guess. You know, he's gone through whatever he had to go through, but yeah, if you look it up.
So he makes like 4 or 5.
Mm-hmm.
So he makes.
And they said he just went to a Blink-182 concert at the place where the Florida Panthers play, and I guess he's been tight with the team. He's been sticking around there, and I guess sticking around obviously where they practice and stuff. And going to a Blink-182 concert when you're on the substance abuse program. I mean, I don't know if that's the best thing to be doing, but they're keeping him tight, I guess. And by what he's being paid, the team's probably keeping a close eye on him.
I'll be right back, guys.
They're not just letting him go home for the summer and figure himself out. I'm sure the team's invested in him. And
yeah, well, they unfortunately have. I'm going to drop Perlo here. We don't have to have a screen on here. They unfortunately have. They're still paying Keith Yandel for 2 more years at 1.2 because they bought him out. Okay, so he's still making that money. Obviously 3 years left at Bob at 10, which, like, what do you do there? They signed Stolars as a backup at 1-1, but they have some LTI. So it sounds like Kachuk and Montador are going to start the season on LTIR, but Montador makes 3.5. We've got you back, Perlo. He's going to get a raise. He's a UFA after next year. Gustav Forsling was a waiver claim. Good God, man. He played so well for them.
Mm-hmm.
They signed Mikkola to kind of a ridiculous deal, 2.5 for 3 years.
He's terrible. I don't know what they're doing.
Ekman Larson's a good deal there, 2.2.
Yeah.
Mike
Mark
Riley,
Stahl's gone.
Josh Mahura is got 1 more year left on his entry-level deal. Also waiver claim, by the way.
Yeah, so Gudis and Stahl are both gone, right?
Yeah, both Stalls and Gudis. Now, Eric Stahl hasn't re-signed anywhere, but Mark Stahl signed with Philly.
I was just gonna say that. Did he not sign in Philly?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you'll see Eric Stahl sign there.
You think?
He'll take him in to go there, yeah.
I mean,
Maybe, I don't know. Maybe he'll just want to win, just go somewhere depth, maybe like Dallas or something.
I heard he might go back to Carolina.
Yeah, it could be.
That would be a good guess.
I'm surprised he
For
ever
sure. Jump
left.
in with the other Stahl. Go after it.
I'm sure he still lives there. I'm guessing he still lives there because he was there forever. So I'm sure he has a ton of property. And a lot of guys, the first team, they just stay at that. This first team they play with. So
yeah, I know they got a camp up on Lake Superior in Thunder Bay, like the Stalls, and then they got their parents' farm that's in Thunder Bay where their ice rink is inside the barn where they skated in. But yeah, you could be right. He could have property in Carolina.
Well, you figure they're probably in Thunder Bay in the summer, right?
Yeah,
I'm guessing.
Yeah, they had a place, and where my uncle's camp is on Superior, right across from there. My uncle's like, guess who that place is? He's like, oh, that's Taylor Pyatt and his brother's house. And then we looked on it in the binoculars and had a nice in-glass gym and stuff there. He's like, yeah, the Stalls are not far from there too.
Yeah, Taylor Pyatt always expected him to have a much more impactful NHL career, just like this big forward. I expected to be kind of like an all-star, but he just never got there. Still, he made the NHL, right? Which is it's pretty good.
Absolutely.
Can't be sad about that. So, well, that's kind of what we had, guys. I didn't have a ton. I mean, this was just a check-in. And Rico, I knew you had all this stuff going on, but we don't have to go super late today.
Sundqvist returned to the Bruins, I guess. Oscar Sundqvist.
St. Louis.
Or to St. Louis, the Blues.
Yeah. That's a nice ad for them. I think they're going to be sneaky good with Kevin Hayes in that lineup. I just think if he could play third line center on that team, because
we disagree.
Well, Gary wants parity, man. Gary wants parity, so it's going to be good.
We disagreed with that last week, and I still disagree with it.
I just think
Perlo loves Kevin Hayes. Perlo loves Hayes.
He's gonna be good though for them, Perlo, because he's not as bad defensively as he just looks like. He's just one of those guys that looks like he's not trying really hard
on the ice.
I don't know. My analytics say he's really bad defensively. Really bad. So
anybody that played on that Flyers team, I would just rip that stuff up. I just don't see it.
It's not just because of the Flyers team. There's plenty of guys on that Flyers team. There's a few guys that were really good defensively on the Flyers team. He wasn't one of them. That's why Tortorella didn't like him.
Yeah, and the Rangers got Keandre Miller back on a 2-year bridge deal, I guess.
Oh,
Yeah, that was a good deal. That was a really good deal.
That was a good move. Yeah, their defense is really good. There, if they could get their forwards to play responsibly, that would be a good team. But we'll see if
They need to trade Panarin.
that's not happening.
What happened to that guy, man? What happened to
He went to
Panarin?
New York and had New York lifestyle, and all of a sudden, hockey isn't quite as important as it used to be.
He doesn't go to the dirty areas. I don't think he ever has. I'm not saying. I mean, he's an undersized winger, but it's just like for me, it's like the only guy they have that goes to the dirty areas on that team is Chris Kreider, and last year, in the season before last, he had 50 goals because of it. And this year he did, I think he had like 30 or something. He still had a good season, but not 50, obviously. But
Tortorella absolutely loved him. So you can tell me that he played this way in Columbus? No. If he played like he did like this in Columbus, Tortorella would not absolutely.
I think if Tortorella still coached him, I think he would be a good player.
I think Panarin, when he took the money, he
Laviolette. Let's see how he does. Let's see how he does.
See what he does with Laviolette. Good point. Yeah, because Laviolette is a great coach.
Yeah, I just nothing against Gallant. He underwhelmed, in my opinion, with the Rangers. I thought he was great with Vegas. I thought he was really good with Florida, but just for whatever reason, he seemed to underwhelm with New York. They just seem like they underachieved. Now they got to re-sign Alexei Lafreniere too. He's an RFA, like not signed.
He's just going to get 2.5.
Yeah, I mean, he hasn't earned more than 2.5 in my.
They did a terrible job of developing that dude, though.
You got to get playing time. To me, here's the thing, Perlo. Just because you're the number one overall pick doesn't mean you need to play in the NHL. He should have played in the Always Hungry League for 2 years.
Totally agree.
Yeah, and then he would have got top line minutes with Hartford, and he's getting 6-8 minutes a night with the Rangers because he wasn't ready for the fucking show. And it's not everybody's Sidney Crosby, Alex Ovechkin.
Here's the other problem: is they were stacked on the left side when they drafted him. If I was him, I would have told his agent, "I don't want to go to New York. Find a way that I don't."
I think he was excited to go to New York.
Mm-hmm.
But I would have told him I don't want to go there. There's no spot for me. You got Panarin, Kreider, they're going nowhere. I can't. You can't play right.
Well, and if you consider Filipino a left wing, he plays center as well, but he's also a left winger. And Filipino's been good for them. He had a great year. And
pretty good.
Yeah, he's good. And then they also have Goudreau, and then they have Jimmy Vesey. So, I mean, the thing is, you can play right wing too. He can play right wing and Lafreniere. But, I mean.
Even one more year in the AHL.
He should have been 2 seasons in the AHL. And this should have been his first or second year in the NHL. Mm-hmm. Instead, he's run out his entry-level deal. And that's stupid.
Yeah, you're a first-round pick, and you're starting the NHL on the third line. You're getting 8 minutes a game. I mean, that's not the way to do it unless
you're looking at the lineup going. Sorry, Rico. You're looking at the lineup going. I got to beat Kreider and Panarin. Like that's, it's hard. It's a little overwhelming.
Yeah, or Kakko or Blake Wheeler. Now, if you're talking about right wing.
He can't. He's not good on the right side.
Who? Oh, Laffy? Yeah. They have him listed that he plays both positions. But I got you. You're saying he's a left wing.
He's not good on the
Well, he could play anywhere in junior, but NHL is a different story.
Yeah. And then, they signed Jonathan Quick as a backup, which I didn't mind. I think that's a decent backup. They had Halak last year. He wasn't anything special.
Better than Quick. Quick's pretty bad.
I mean, Halak's 39 now. I think I'd rather have a 37-year-old Jonathan Quick at 8.25. Halak's probably going to run you 1-1. Just, I don't know.
Never count out a team with a good goaltender, man. Look,
they don't need him.
Shesterkin's going to play. The Rangers got a good goalie, man. The Rangers got a good goaltender.
Yeah. Shesterkin's going to make 55 starts a year. It's just how that guy needs to be played, I think.
The way next year, Quick is not good, man. He's really not good.
I mean, he may not finish the season, Pearly. I don't know what they have in the A. So, like,
that's a good question. I'll take a look.
Well, they have Olaf Lindblom, Jalen Boyko, Dylan Garand, and Louis Domingue. So they have three 20-somethings and a 31-year-old. And the three 20-somethings they have are 22, 20, and 21. So any one of them guys could come up and if quick. I mean, I'd
start a playoff game like Louis Domingue did for Pittsburgh.
Yeah, Louis Domingue's not a bad third stringer at 7.75.
I felt so bad for Pittsburgh, man, when they were running out of goalies against the Rangers.
Well, they're going to do the same thing. This is why the Carlson thing makes no sense to me. They re-signed Tristan Jarry, who can't stay healthy. Yeah.
I agree. If you're going to get Carlson, you should have been running Rotshot all over Hollebuck instead. I'd rather
what are you going to give up for
$9 million? I'd rather pay
Carlson. They're going to need Tom Barrasso.
Yeah, Tom Barrasso out of the booth.
If the ownership is just so dead set against rebuilding, you might as well. Hollebuck might get you a cup for the hell of it. Might. I'll just take everybody. Oliver, first round pick, whatever you want. I don't care. Here you go. Because you're not with Carlson, you're not going to win a cup. With Hollebuck, anything can happen with Hollebuck. If you're not going to have a good enough team to win a cup, forward, defense, you better have an elite goaltender that might just get you there. Like look at what happened in Montreal with Carey Price that year. That was all Carey Price. The rest that team was garbage.
And Weber.
Oh, and Weber. But for the most part,
Weber used the rest of his limbs that he had.
Yeah,
they had Sherratt and Edmondson on the same team. There's no way that team should make a cup, make the finals. No way.
You know, man. Come on, man. You know that shit was set up. The way they set that up, they gave the Canadian division, which was the stupidest fucking idea ever, an unfair advantage. It was an unfair advantage, and that was the year Toronto should have walked to the finals. Quite frankly.
Then Perry fucking kneed Tavares in the head in the first game.
Oh, dude,
what the hell is going on here? We're like, we're cursed.
I
was watching Hot Take Hockey, and just to watch him, diehard Leafs fans.
That's no excuse, though. Toronto was still way better than
they should have won it. But you know what? That's the way it goes because Toronto didn't deserve to beat Tampa this year, and they probably deserved to win the last year.
Exactly. They deserved to win last year, and they didn't deserve to win this year. So that's hard.
I thought they were going to win last year. I thought Game 6, it's over. They're going to win it. I thought for sure.
So did I.
Yeah, and they played better. They just didn't get goals. Toronto. I like what Toronto did. Secondary scoring is always going to be an issue for them. I mean, they got a lot to figure out yet still, right? I mean, they're $8 million over the cap, so they got to figure. So hopefully, Muzzin and if you just have Muzzin and you just have Matt Murray and LTIR, then they're fine. If that's, but I just don't know about Matt Murray. If you could just tell Matt Murray, hey, we're going to need you to take a bullet for the team and go LTIR.
Or go down.
Jeremiah, man, I remember everything you said about Nylander's old man, and wherever he went, he took the money. And I remember you saying that on our last stream too. He's like, he's not waiting for anybody. This guy took the money wherever he went, and this guy, Nylander's the one that took the contract before Marner's and Matthews. So now they're trying to line that up again too, and he's not falling for it, I don't think, man, because neither him or Matthews are signed. They're both on expiring deals.
Matthews is going to re-sign.
He will.
Play there. I think
it's
there's
probably
a lot
done already.
You think it's
probably done? I think it's done behind the scenes already, but they don't want Nylander to know about it because they're trying to keep him that Timo Meier money.
The sponsorship stuff he gets out of Toronto, he's not leaving now.
I mean, the problem is Nylander had a hell of a year last year, and he showed up in the playoffs.
Exactly.
So you know what? If I'm Willie Nylander and somebody's going to give you $10 million, I just don't think he's worth it. I think A8 is a fair price for him. He's just not going to get it. A8 because also he's 27. Like you're talking about Matthews is 25. You know, so here's the thing too, though. Like you only have Tavares 2 years left at 11 million. Next year the cap's supposed to go up 7. So if it goes up 7, Tavares is like a non-factor. If you could keep Willie under a good deal, maybe you bring back Bertuzzi. Maybe Domi takes a hometown discount at 4 or 5 million.
I heard it was only going up to about 3.5 and then 3.
No, they said it could go as much as 7 because of like
that would be good. I hope that happens.
Yeah, because it only went up $1 million this year, so it's
that'll make next year's off season freaking exciting as hell.
Well, just backload those 2 first years too of Matthews and Nylander, so you could resign Domi and Bertuzzi till Tavares money gets off the books. Just backload those first 2 years and then just pay him out at the end.
Yeah, and I mean, like, yeah, you're paying Morgan Riley till the dawn of time too, but he only makes 7.5. You got to figure out, you need a partner for him. Klingberg, let's see how he does. That's going to be an interesting one. I actually think he's going to really help your power play. You know, Jake McCabe, I don't know. Liljegren, you're going to probably have to move on from Liljegren. I don't know why they gave Connor Timmins an extension.
That's another guy that's got to work his ass off this summer and come to camp.
I think, didn't they just give
player.
Klingberg 1 year? So Liljegren will take Klingberg's spot next year. He's a better defenseman, honestly.
Liljegren was a first-round pick. It's about time he has a good offseason too.
So Liljegren has got 1 year left, and then he's an RFA. So he's not going to make a shit ton of money. He's going to be like a 2.5 right now, just based on what he's done. So he makes 1.4 now, and he's an R. I have the cap friendly up if you want me to pull it to show you.
Yeah. The Leafs were afraid to play Liljegren in the playoffs because he gave up stupid shit on the ice. Like he made dumb plays, like bonehead shit, where he just handed it to the player.
Here, I'm gonna step away from you guys can read. Here's
yeah, I would take Liljegren over freaking all day. Liljegren put up some amazing. He stepped up huge last year. I don't know why they needed Klingberg. I really don't.
Hey, 1 sec, buddy.
Liljegren is better than Klingberg already. Weird. Toronto is going to be poor defensively next year. I'll be taking overs on them all day long. Every single game, I'll be going over on Toronto, almost like I did with Vancouver last year.
Klingberg better get his defensive game going if he wants to get paid after this year.
It's just he is absolutely diabolically bad defensively. Toronto got really a lot worse defensively in all the moves that they made. Domi doesn't play defense with this shit.
So you know what the thing is, Perlo, is that Klingberg can move the fucking puck out of his own end. Like, look what Florida was doing to Toronto. When I went to that game live, they were dumping it in the corners. And, like, Shen and those guys, they couldn't get the fucking puck out when the speed was coming at them. Sure, they were big guys and they were bruising guys, but they weren't quite as quick. So I think Klingberg's a little faster on moving that puck out of the defensive zone. So maybe that'll offset the defensive issues with Klingberg as he can move the puck a little quicker, because Toronto got a little tougher on D in the playoffs, but it just felt like Florida was dumping it in on them and getting the puck from them, and they weren't even laying the body too much on them. They were just going after the puck.
Wasn't Toronto one of the best?
Is also terrible defensively, so they're going to be a really They're going to have to win games like 5-3, stuff like that.
And Klingberg's playing for a contract, so good thing they didn't even sign him to 2 years or 3 years. Sign him to 1 year. What can you do in Toronto? You want to get paid Klingberg? You upset that Dallas didn't sign you to that long-term deal and you ended up leaving and going to Anaheim. Well, this is your time to prove it. Prove that you're a all-around good defenseman. No better way to do it than in Toronto. You got a lot of offense there. You could put up your numbers. Just stay out of the minuses. It's like Bertuzzi. He saw the paycheck after this year.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even pay attention to plus minus, and he was a minus 25. I don't even pay attention to it. But when guys are as bad as John
Klingberg, on Anaheim too, though.
Oh yeah, Perlo, throw that away. That team was garbage. That was a one.
I threw away plus minus anyways. I go by analytics.
Yeah.
John
But that Anaheim team was an AHL team playing at an NHL level.
I realize that, but he's been this way forever. He's absolutely diabolically bad defensively. There's no arguing it. He's horrible. Horrible.
Well, he needs to grow up then.
He's just terrible. He doesn't give a shit about defense at all.
Well, he's going to have to now.
He pinches when he shouldn't pinch. He plays too deep when he carries the puck out of the zone, which he's really good at. He's got a good first pass if he ever can get it on his stick.
So do you think he's going to be another Tyson Barrie in Toronto, or do you think he'll be better than Tyson Barrie?
Tyson Barrie's better than Klingberg.
So do you think he's going to be another Tyson Barrie?
Sorry, are you there?
Yeah.
He's worse.
Huh.
Liljegren's a way better defenseman than him. I don't know why they picked him up.
Yeah, you know what? It'll be interesting to see Perlo during the season on how he evolves and what your thoughts are on that. Because I have mixed feelings about Klingberg too, man. I haven't seen him too much because he's in Dallas, Anaheim, and I obviously saw him in Minnesota and he played okay. But Minnesota has a system there, and Toronto it's a little different. So it'll be interesting to see how it works out in Toronto because Leaf fans like to just hate their guy. Now Justin Hall's gone. They like to hate on the guy. He could be the new one. Hopefully he's not because they know how much money he's making too.
They're going to hate on him just as much, if not more, than they did on Hall. It's going to be not good.
Jack Olson said, I got Sharks Instagram for getting my Will Smith jersey signed at the draft. Laugh out loud. Also got interviewed. That's pretty cool, Jack Olson.
Man. Right on.
Yeah. Where was the draft in Nashville? So you went to the draft, huh? That's pretty cool.
That's
Flynn
sweet.
thinks it's a.
I didn't see your dog. There we go.
Oh,
That's like the cutest little dog ever.
Too bad Caroline's
Oh
not
my
here.
God.
She would freaking lose her mind.
Oh
My
my
wife
God.
would lose her mind right
He's
now.
so cute.
That's
Yeah.
this is that is a W, Olsen, big time. McCabe needs to play better defensively from Salty or a better Cody Ceci. That is cool, man.
Oh, Cody
so-
Ceci couldn't even shoot the puck in Toronto.
Yeah, but he's been okay for.
I know.
He's been
He
honored.
got ran out of town for the
He had a
Leafs.
really good year last year.
I am going to drop the link in the chat. Let anybody that wants to come in and talk real quick, and then we're going to end the stream because I know Rico, it's getting late there, and I know you had a hell of a day. I have to feed said puppies because my wife is not going to be home until late. So this is our newest little guy. His name is Flynn. He is like 5
cute.
You have to show that to my wife next time.
Yeah, well, you can you can go back on the YouTube and show her this.
I know. She's going to want to see it live.
This is on the damn YouTube, Furlow. It's not going anywhere. You can.
I realize
you can go
that.
back and watch.
She's going to want to see it live. She's going to want to. If I show her on YouTube, she's going to want to see it.
Is she not there at the house right now?
She's sleeping. She's a nurse. So she goes,
Oh yeah, do not wake her up.
yeah.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah. So NFL starts in 60 days. Rico, you're a Bills fan, right?
Yes, sir.
Furlow, you are who do you like?
Vegas.
The Raiders.
Yeah.
Raiders. Okay, I'm a New York Giants fan.
Nice.
I think it's safe to say that Rico's team is probably going to be the better of our three, but I think the Giants are going to make the playoffs. You know, they beat the Minnesota last year in the playoffs, so we'll see. You know, I wasn't even
I
afraid.
don't think my team's making the playoffs. No.
Wait, who's the quarterback in Vegas?
It's Jimmy Garoppolo this year.
Joe Garoppolo.
Yeah.
He's kind of slipped, and I don't know. We'll see. But I don't think
Vegas
so.
Jimmy. I don't know. I like Daniel Jones. I know the Giants are always there, and they're getting better. I like the Giants.
I wish Giants fans like Daniel Jones.
Yeah, you're all right, man.
Yeah, last year he just didn't have anybody to throw the ball to. This year they got that Hyatt kid in the draft. I think he's going to be kind of special. And then they got from Perlo's Raiders, Darren Waller, who's like one of the best tight ends in the NFL. So, like, they got him for nothing. So it'll be interesting to see how
Saquon Barkley's got to have a good year this year.
Well, so that's interesting you mentioned Saquon Barkley because he is not signed. And he has not signed his they franchise tagged him. But the reports are, since you brought that up, that he's going to accept a $14 million 3-year deal with $26 million guaranteed.
Do it. Wasn't he like number one overall?
Yeah, they need him. Yeah, he was like number 2 overall, I think.
Yeah. No, that guy was highly touted, and he just hasn't had it yet. So I think this is a breakout year for him. So, yeah, I think that's going to make a big play to keep the pressure off Daniel Jones, man.
Yeah, I'm
guy's good quarterback.
Yeah, he can run and he can throw.
But he puts up points, man.
Yeah,
points.
Yeah, I think also Salty said go Lions. Lions are going to be sneaky good next year, I think. Yeah, I mean they almost made the playoffs this last year. They're getting better.
Oh, that trade with the Lions and the Rams turned that franchise around, and the Lions are going to be sneaky good for sure.
Yeah, Jared Goff, I don't think is a terrible quarterback.
He's a system quarterback. He's a system quarterback. He was good with Sean McVay. You just can't expect him to do too much. You just got to have a good team around him, and now he's getting a good team around him.
He can spin it. So
you watch a lot of NFL?
Oh yeah, I watch hockey and NFL. That's it.
Yeah, nice. Perlo, you watch NFL, Perlo?
I mean, I do. I don't know. I'm not an NFL guy.
You need to be watching the shit out of NFL, Perlo.
What?
You need to be watching the shit out of NFL for this right here, for your B-Pal picks.
Oh yeah. I don't make my football picks. I got a football guy, but since I started capping football, I do watch football more, of course, because I got my pick in there. So
the nice thing about football, it's a once a week thing, man, and it's on a Sunday, and you can have the.
Now it's on Thursday and Monday, but you're right. It's 3 times a week now, but I'll be honest with you. I like watching the Red Zone. I get to watch all the teams. I'm not buying the YouTube NFL package because I don't really enjoy watching my team play. Quite frankly, it just gets stressful. And so it's more fun to see, like, they could score, and we can see it.
We got a good football pool. I could send you guys the link. It's easy. It's all dealt through email money transfer and email, and it's like 25, 30 people, and you pay $170 for the year. And all you got to do is pick all the games against the spread and pick a favorite and a couple over-unders. And then they pay out $100 a week for the winner, and they pay out the top 3 at the end of the year. It's like the totally easiest football pool you could be in. So I can send you the link when I get it there at the end of August.
I'm not.
Pearl, you can have Jeremiah's freaking dog flip a coin, man. Against a spread football, man, I could let my wife pick the picks, and you never know.
I'm in, Rico. I'm in.
Yeah, no, it's easy. It's a good pool, man. Even if you're half-ass about football, you could just make your picks once a week, and you just send them in, and it's totally easy. You get the website, you just click on them, and then you hit submit, and boom, you're done.
You know what I'm crushing on right now? My other sport that I cap?
Baseball.
Tennis.
Oh, you're killing big.
No, you didn't. No, you took a live against Medvedev, and Medvedev
I didn't hit that
6-1 in the 5th set.
But overall, I'm hitting. Yeah, I didn't hit that, but that was still a good bet. That was really good. He took him to 5 at plus 250. That's not bad.
I know. I'm just saying that because it popped up on my phone earlier.
Yeah. No, that's tennis is my second favorite sport besides hockey. But
Yeah, I took some stupid parlay. I took the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to win Friday night, and then I took Djokovic to win Wimbledon. Then I took Max Verstappen to win the F1. I took a 3-player parlay on a bet.
Oh, really? On a futures like that?
Verstappen won, right?
Is it done already? Because I was listening to Sports Rage late last night, and he's the one that told me about that bet. He's like, just bet on this, and you could thank me later.
What's the pay on all 3 of those? I'm
I'm
not sure about Djokovic. I think Alcaraz might beat him. I don't know. That's going to be the tough one.
I hope Alcaraz does beat him, but he's probably not gonna.
Are you guys a Federer guy, Nadal guy, or a Djokovic guy?
I mean, I played tennis.
I'm a Federer guy. I played tennis growing up too.
You know who my guy was? Andre
Agassi.
Agassi.
Was it? Yeah. Mine was
yeah.
Ivan Lendl.
Oh, god damn. Yeah, he was awesome too, man.
Yeah.
I mean, Andre won the career Grand Slam, which is not easy.
Mine was the Mac, man. McEnroe.
John McEnroe, yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, when I was playing tennis and I was young, I used to wear those shorts I used to wear the spandex underneath the shorts like Agassi was doing. Remember when those came out?
You know the push sled? You know where you lay down and you push with your legs?
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? Like football players do it. They call it the sled.
Yeah.
You know he could push like 2,000 pounds.
No,
that's
Agassi?
Yeah, that's how he trained. Like, so he was like notoriously lazy early in his career, and the end of his career was the exact opposite. He like just
I got hooked up with Steffi Graf. She gave him a freaking slap in the head and said,
I think he was done playing like high level tennis when he hooked up with her. But
oh, really? I thought he was.
Yeah, I think she was still playing pretty good tennis, but I think he was still playing, but I think he was kind of. You know, Sampras was winning a lot of that stuff too. So
I liked Agassi because he freaking went all punk rock and wouldn't wear white at Wimbledon. That was freaking beautiful.
Yeah, for sure. Those are the days of tennis, though, man. When you had like Stefan Edberg and Boris Becker and Lendl and Agassi and Sampras and like those are the bad boys of tennis.
They were great. That was great.
Jimmy Connors, throw Jimmy Connors in there.
Connors,
Connors.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of great players back then. That was
like
there were so many characters. There were so many characters back then. They were all so different.
You had more American players too, right? You had more American players.
That's what makes it more interesting for us, I think. For the North,
they showed more emotion. It seemed like nothing like a night game at the U.S. Open with Jimmy Connors or McEnroe playing. You know.
So did Winnipeg not win the game? You said you did.
Well, I was just looking. It's plus 150 Perlo, and I took Djokovic to win Wimbledon, the Blue Bombers to win Saturday night at the Red Blacks, and then Verstappen to win July 23rd, the Hungarian Grand Prix.
So you took a 3-leg parlay, and you only got plus 150?
Yeah, they're pretty favorite.
I think the smallest odds is Djokovic. That's the one I need to pull through, and apparently the Bombers are a shoe-in to beat the Red Blacks. And
aren't the Bombers like the team right now in the CFL?
I don't know.
Perlo, what do you say?
Who won the championship last year?
The Argos.
Yes, I don't pay attention.
I don't either. But I heard somebody saying it on a betting radio at like midnight last night. He's like, "Take these 3, you could thank me later." I'm like, "Okay." I was a few beers in, so I tossed some money on it. Like, all right, I believe you.
The only one is Djokovic and Alcaraz. If he plays Alcaraz, he might.
Oh, the Argos won last year by 1 point over the Blue Bombers.
Yeah,
but the Blue Bombers were going for 3 in a row.
Yeah. There's got to be something good in Winnipeg.
You stole it from me, Perlo.
Is Winnipeg kind of like the butt of Canada? It always gets made fun of.
Pretty much, yeah. Yes.
I mean,
I thank God for Winnipeg, or Edmonton would be.
So I would live in Alberta because I've been there, but I would not live in Edmonton. I would live in Calgary, though.
Calgary snobbier people.
I know, but they're
Edmonton
closer to
people
the
are
mountains,
way
bro.
nicer than Calgary.
I gotta be
Well,
to the
you hear
mountains.
what?
Yeah,
That's
but the
another thing.
mountains
Did
are
you
so
hear what
close.
Lucic said about
I got
Calgary?
the sports beard to go to the mountains like that. Yeah, I agree with you there. Yeah,
What'd you say? What did Lucic say about Calgary?
Well, he went on record and they said about him signing in Boston and why he did and stuff. He's like, well, NHL players, they sign in certain cities. It's tough in Canadian markets, especially in places that there's not much to do. Like where I was in Calgary, there's no MLB team, there's no basketball team, there's nowhere to go and stuff like that. There's not too much going on there after the game. And you play in a city like Calgary, where do you go when you're there? You're there for most of the winter.
City, yeah. It's a pretty boring city.
Yeah, no, Lucic came out on
I would be
record.
doing all kinds of outdoor shit in Calgary, whether it's skiing, biking, fishing, hunting, I don't know.
You adapt to your environment.
Canmore.
Some people like it and some people don't. But yeah,
you
like yourself, you enjoy the outdoors, man.
Check out Canmore. Search Canmore. You want to live in Canmore.
My wife's sister lived in Canmore.
Where's that?
Beautiful there. That is a beautiful city.
Canmore, Alberta.
You're right in the mountains. You can go do hunting, fishing, do whatever you want. It's a beautiful place.
That was when she was younger. She worked as a ski lift operator when she was just out of college. She ended up living in Canmore.
It's expensive though. It's going to cost you $1 million for a house, for sure. But it's beautiful.
That's not bad.
But Calgary is closer to the mountains. What is it? Half an hour drive to the mountains?
I got this. Here you go. Here's some Canmore photos.
Mm-hmm.
Will let me make this full screen.
Here you go, Perlo. It's like
it's 45 minutes to the mountains from Calgary, right? That's not the best picture.
No.
Yeah. See how beautiful that is, man? Woo! Gorgeous.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's this. You know what this reminds me of? It's Montana, where I grew up. This looks a lot like that.
When you see I don't know if you ever go to Banff, man, those mountains, pictures don't do it justice.
I've been there when I was a kid, and I still remember it, and I was very young. Yeah.
Canmore's not far from Banff.
That's what I'm saying. Why wouldn't you live out that way? How far is Canmore from Calgary?
45.
Yeah, why wouldn't you live out in that? I would live out there.
You know why? I'll tell you why. Perlo needs about 100 more subscribers to move.
Yeah, at least 100 more.
No. I'm talking about, no, that's fair.
But if you're an NHL player,
if you're an NHL guy, yeah.
The problem is you got to drive to the rink and stuff like that.
So what? 45 minutes.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I suppose.
I guess, but you don't have to live in the city if you're worried about people fucking with you. I don't know. I just feel like they complicate.
See, these guys got millions of dollars, and they don't want to be not everybody's different. Most of them don't like hanging out in the mountains and shit like that all the time.
Yeah, some of them like to be seen, and some of them like to be known.
City.
You know where I would live? Is Kingston.
Kingston, Ontario?
Isn't that where they film a lot of Murdoch mysteries?
Well, I was just going to say they got at least 2 or 3 penitentiaries there in Kingston. They're right on Lake Ontario. It's where the Tragically Hip's from. I've been to Kingston. It's like over 400,000 people. It's a university town. It's a nice city along the water.
Don't they have a lot of old structure and stuff?
Yeah, they do. Yeah.
I think that's
penitentiaries are fucking nuts, dude.
A lot of the places in Ontario, more of the places in Ontario have old structure, where Wayne Gretzky's from there, Brantford, Brampton.
Yeah.
Right along that shore of Lake Ontario.
Aren't you from there too, Perlo? Aren't you from Ontario?
Mississauga. I'm from Mississauga.
You're from Mississauga? Okay. Isn't Steve Dangle from Mississauga? I think so.
Do you listen to his podcast?
Oh yeah, I listen to his podcast. I enjoy those guys. Man.
Wild is good, eh? Wild's a good.
He makes me laugh all.
Yeah, he does.
Time.
He does.
Adam Wild is very good at driving.
He's fucking real life, but he does a good job in that pod.
Oh, are you saying he's a jackwagon in real life?
I don't know. He's probably seems like a bit of a geeky guy in real life, but when he's on the pod, like it just like he seems like he's on point. He gets it going, and he's entertaining, man. And it's a long pod, but I listen to it, and like he's good on there.
You know what he reminds me of?
He's like the old Virgin Radio guy, right?
Yeah, that's what he's, and I guess that's what he did forever, right? It was the FM DJ. He really drives the show, though.
Oh, for sure, absolutely. Like he buries Steve Dangle on that show.
Steve is great too. I'm a fan of him.
Steve's good, but like Wild like runs that show.
Mm-hmm.
Like they don't even let Jesse Blake in there half the time. Like you don't even hear him.
No, he's funny too, though. He knows. He just knows when to pop in. He's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, well, boys, let's call it a show, man. We didn't get anybody to pop on today. Logan said he was on vacation, so I don't know where you go.
I got to be up at 4 a.m. too. So
yeah, and I don't want to be up too late for you there, Rico. Give your best to your wife, man.
Yeah,
like my heart goes out to you guys. It was a good. It was a awful news to hear. But I really appreciate you coming on, man. I know it was a tough day. Sometimes just bullshitting with your friends. Send me the deets on that league and I'll wire you. I'm in. I want to do it. That'll be fun.
Yeah, I'll send you the link, man. It's fun. Pearl, even jump on it. Even if you just want to pick football against the spread once a week and just go on like one of the sports sites and just have one of the free pick experts just tell you what they kind of think.
You have to pick every game.
You just pick against the spread. Every game that's on a Thursday nighter, you pick all the Sundays, you pick the Monday nighter, and then you pick the over-under. My ball guy to do it for me. It's not like you're losing a bunch and not like you're winning a bunch, but it gives you just another little carrot to win on a Sunday, and you keep an eye on football a little more than.
I'm so competitive, dude. If you give me that, I'm going to start studying football stats and all that.
You need to be doing that anyway, Mr. P-Pal Picks. Come on, man.
No, that's the reason why I only do hockey and tennis, because I am insane. It's like I'm studying for hockey
and you're going to move to Canmore.
I'm studying analytics for hockey for 2 to 3 hours a day now. Dude. Just watch. I'm going to crush hockey.
Well, behind every good man, there's a woman, eh, Perlo?
Good thing your wife has a real job.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just awesome. Like mine. Don't feel bad, Perlo. Just like mine.
That's awesome.
Okay. All right, boys. Hey, let's have a good one, man. Let's call it an evening. I'll play the outro, and I gotta feed my dogs. But if you want to hang out afterwards, we sure can. But I gotta
cruise. I'm gonna go to sleep.
Okay, see you, bro.
Seeing you guys again. Take care.
Bye, buddy.
Later.
See you, bro.
Bye.